Okay viewers, welcome back to Ray's Way, and if you're new, thanks for stopping by. Now on today's episode of Ray's Way Do-It-Yourself project, what we're going to attempt to do here for you is replace the trunk lid on my vehicle. Now it has some damage to the trunk lid, and instead of taking it to a garage and have it bondoed or repaint it and so forth, I went to a salvage yard, was able to pick up a replacement trunk lid for 125 bucks. So it's probably saved me over $1,000 doing it this way, but again, that's what this channel is all about. So let me show you what I got and we'll take it from there. Okay viewers, so what you see right here, we got some damage that was done in the parking garage to the top of the trunk lid. Now so what we're going to do is we're going to take that trunk lid off, and let me show you what I got over here. So now this is the trunk lid I'm going to replace it with. This is from a 2014 Jetta. My vehicle is a 2012. It's all the same at this point. Now, this is the same paint color, and I'll show you where we got that information from. But right here, you can see there's some damage to that tail light, and that one here has a little crack in it as well. But hey, mine are good, so I'll take mine off and replace them. Now, obviously, we'll take off the stickers of Spider-Man and so forth, and there's a badge missing here for a 2.5 liter SE. We'll put that on as well, and we may have to spring for more new Slippery Rock stickers or whatever. So ultimately, first thing we want to do is get this open, clean out what's in the trunk, and we'll show you what we're going to do and what steps it's going to take. Alright viewers, so looking for the proper color, and I was lucky, like in the trunk here where the spare tire is, there's a sticker here that would give you what the proper paint color would be. In my case, it would be what's that, LA7H, or no, 7W. LA7W would be the paint that's on this car. So when I got from the salvage yard, they wanted to know what color that was, and obviously they would have gave me the sticker indicating what they had. You can see right there where my finger was at, the silver LA7W. So I know it's should be the correct match to the color. So let me show you what's going to be all involved in here. Okay, we got the wiring harness here that goes through here. We have to take that off, and we do have some springs in here. Behind here is the springs, one on each side, to keep the trunk lid up, and also there's a strut that would hold the window up, not the window, hold the trunk up while it's opened. Okay, so if we taken that away, it will go straight down. So I believe at this point I'm going to keep that all connected. That way I can mount and dismount the trunk in its open position. Now of course, may need another hand from someone else to assist, because you don't have much space between the trunk lid and the back glass. We don't want to be breaking the back window just because we're putting a new trunk lid on. And again, other things we have to look at is taking this off. There's two set screws in here we have to get out. It's either a Torx or an Allen. I'll figure that out in a minute. But we'll pull this down and disconnect the lights and so forth. And because what they did is they one thing about the salvage yard, they really don't care about the wiring harness. They cut it. And so I'm going to try to use what I got. So I may have to feed all that in there compared to trying to splice it, because I don't know how good that wire in there is from the trunk that I got. So a little bit of things to be involved in there, but we'll take a look at it and see what we got. Okay, now this is a T20 Torx. Like I said, there's one screw in here, one screw in here. These panels here just pop right off. So you remove these two pieces, and now this panel is just held in by clips, and so you just have to pull it off. So let me put this down and do that there for you. Now after I took these screws out, there was here and here, this should be able to just pop right down. Don't worry, you're not breaking anything. Just made it sound that way. There you go. There you go. So that panel comes out. And then let's take that slide thing off there, off the trunk. And then what we have to do is disconnect. What's nice is this is all visible and it's not like wires shoved behind things. So, you know, if we disconnect this all correctly, and of course we have to feed it back down through here and pull out this plug. Let me show you through this way here. So again, we have things, let me turn this around here. All right, so again, all the wires are exposed, which is good. So what we'll have to do is like disconnect all the wires, and we'll take out, you know, this is for the lights. So we'll take those off and so forth. Feed all this back through. Feed all this back through, if I can look at it here. Feed this all back through, and we'll come out here. So we'll pull out the plug, and we'll leave the wiring harness available to for the new trunk lid. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started on doing that. We'll disconnect the lights. We'll pull out all these little brackets here, these little connections. You could be able to get in here and squeeze from behind here, and with the needle nose, squeeze and push it through the hole so we don't break those clips. So let me get started on that, and we'll take it from there. Also, what I decided to do here first, before I tore apart the trunk on that car, just in case I needed to use it shortly, I figure I might as well get the new one prepped up first, ready to put on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this panel, again disconnect all the wiring. You know, since you see right here it was cut, you know, and again I don't want to splice anything together because again I don't know how good those wires are. I know mine work, but hey, we'll always hang on to them. You never know when you may need some wiring for like a light. If it burns out or burns or gets damaged, you may have an extra one without going to buy a brand new harness. So I'll probably hang on to that, but the rest of it probably not. So again, let me take out these T20 screws and pull this panel off, similar to what you just saw me do there. Okay, viewers, another good reason to maybe start with the parts you don't need first is, one, to get an idea how well it's going to be to get this off. Now, of course, I'm on the ground here. It makes it a little bit easier compared to being up on the car itself. But for these little connections, you know, if you take them off easily here, and for some reason, like when you get them off the other car, I mean off your the good part, since I'm not using these wires, I'm using the other wires that's on my car. If one of these clips breaks, you know, I have an extra one here. Okay, like I said, these things generally you can get your hand in here and squeeze, or even up here sometimes you can just pull them to release that clip and pop out. Okay, that's why I got the needle nose pliers to come into play as well, because if I have to get in here now, some of these things I need to like pull out, loosen up. Once you got more of a slack in the line here, let's say, then it'll be maybe easier to pull up. So unfortunately it's kind of hard to do, to hold my phone and get this all at one time here, but generally if you can pull this and squeeze at the same time, it pops out. So let me get my pliers on that. Like I said, so basically you're going to go in underneath wherever's better for you, right? Not really use these. Where's my needle nose? There you are. So you use your needle nose pliers, you go in and squeeze the tab, and she'll be able to pull it right out. So I'm going to get this all disconnected and you want to disconnect your connections too, like right here, you know, so when you plug in for your trunk release, you know, you're good to go. So let me get this started. Maybe from here I'll work my way back to each one of these connections, because now there's more slack, it's easier to get to, and I can work my way. Okay, so let me get this out, and we'll take it from there. Okay, viewers, so I got it all disconnected again. This is the bad harness, or the one that was cut. I don't want to say it's bad. Okay, so that's off. And of course, you know, these things, they come with the straps on them here. You know, so if you weren't able to get them off, and if you want to lay your line, you know, your wires on here and retape them, you know, that's up to you. I'm hoping I can get the other ones off and just stay away from retaping. This stuff is pretty sticky here to start with. So now what I'm going to do is, you know, I disconnected the lights, you know, unbolted them. See, they just unscrewed. It even has a slot here, screwdriver slot, so you don't have to put a wrench on it. Screws up, pop it out, pull it off the front, and you're good. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take those ones off the good hood, and I'll put them on last. I'll put the roof on the trunk on before I put the lights back in and connect them. But I'll go disconnect that harness, and that'll be the first thing I do. And then what I'll do after that is disconnect the hood, the trunk that is, and take it off. So let me get started. Okay, viewers, now that I got this all disconnected, I still got the lights on here. Of course, I'll get them off in a moment, but I have it disconnected. So what I got to do is carefully feed all this through, connectors and all, out the pull out this grommet here, and I'm gonna need to feed all that through and come back out for the wiring harness. So when I get the new one on, I do this in reverse. Okay, so let me fish this through there and get that out. Then we can start worried about disconnecting this hood and getting this trunk, that is, and getting it off of here. Okay, so let me get that fed through there. Okay, viewers, like I indicated previously here, you know, these just unscrew. If I can do it one-handed here, hold on. See, this just got a slot on here. So if we just do that to all these. All right, now that I loosened them all up, you can just you know, unscrew these two, unscrew these two. Don't lose these, put it in a safe spot like your pocket. And then from here we can just pull out the light. You know, it comes out on this side here. But again, it's hard to do with one hand. But there we go. Pull it up from the center, from the inside. So we want to keep these in a good spot. We'll put those on later. Just like on this side here. Like if you take it and grab it from the outside here, and it comes off, it'll come right out. So those two are good. Now all I gotta do here is get the right size nut driver here. Usually a lot of stuff's 10mm. I'm just guessing, but let me go find out, and we'll start disconnecting this. So here we go. Okay, viewers, so I took out the both bottom ones here. I loosened that top one up a little bit. You know, this is 10mm like I indicated. So you know, I'm gonna get some assistance here so I don't drop this and break the windshield or the back window of the car, obviously. So let me see if I can get this taken off, some assistance, and without any more damage. So we'll take a look. Hang tight. Okay, viewers, I got my helper here. Now what I'm going to do is she's going to unscrew, my daughter is going to unscrew the two top bolts as I'm holding the trunk lid, and that way it doesn't fall into the window. So let's get at it. Pull that out. Go to the other side. Let me know when it's hot. Okay. Now we're doing this in reverse. Now to prevent damage to this, I'll get the other one, we'll put it up here, and all we gotta do is line up a couple holes. You got those bolts?
Yep.
Okay. Where's the other one? Okay. Got two other ones. So here's 4. Of course, we'll edit this. That was key. Get me on the other side. Take that bolt out. Hold on. Give me a bolt. Put one in there. So now what I'll do is try to hand tighten this real quick. Now what's nice about this here, it should be all lined up because there's no slots to make adjustments to this. The holes are solid where they're at. So any adjustments should be in good shape. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to close it because I don't want to, it's not hooked up yet where it would open. So let me fish all my wire back in there, and we'll go in reverse. Now this one has a grommet here that we'll replace. It doesn't look like the original trunk lid had the opening over here. I guess this way it could feed either side wiring harness. So it makes it more universal, I guess. But let me just put you on hold here for a moment. Let me start feeding these wires. Again, we're going to feed it up through here, get them in their spots, then we'll put the lights back in. Okay, viewers, so I got everything wired up here. I got it all connected. All I have to do now is drop in the tail lights on each side, hook them in, pushing this grommet here, and but other than that, we're pretty much buttoned up. We'll put the end on it, make sure it's in good position. We'll tighten the bolts up, make sure it's all in alignment, and we're pretty much good to go. Now to put these tail lights in, we're going to do this in reverse. So we're going to put that on this side first and put it over there, and it'll slide in the hole. Take it out, you pull out the outside, or actually the inside where the license plate will go. Pull out here, and then on the reverse you put it in there and fold back into the middle. Okay, so there's the lights let me bolt them down, wire them in, and we'll give it a test. These got these clips on there that fold in the inside. Put it back up. Got the safety lock, so if you're stuck in the trunk, you can open it that way. Okay, viewers, now that that's all in there, the last thing I have to do is put in these T20 Torx screws in here. One, and I got the other one. Oh, I got two more from the other panel. So it's always good when you have extra parts, just in case you lose them. Of course, we want to pick that up so it doesn't we don't drive over it, and I'll find that in my tire or something. There you go. So now it's good to go. Like I said, sometimes you got to do things yourself to save yourself some money. Hour and a half, 2 hours of my time to put this on here. You know, not doing it before and knowing what I was doing. You know, but you just got to common knowledge. You take something off and put it back on the same way you're taking it off in reverse. You should be good. Like I said, this cost me $125 for this trunk lid. You go somewhere, you get a auto body shop to get the Bondo work done on your car and repaint it. You're talking $1,500, something in that range. Well less than 125, even if it's 800 bucks. You know, well less than 125. So if you can do something like this yourself, I suggest doing so. All you needed was a slotted screwdriver, a Torque 20 screwdriver, and needle nose pliers. And what else did I use? That was it. Needle nose pliers, screwdriver, and Torx wrench. Oh, and yeah, that's all I needed. So, oh, yeah, and a 10mm ratchet. Okay, but other than that, hope that you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Special thanks to my assistant with helping me out with getting this on here. Generally, 2 hands or 4 hands are better than 2. So, you know, I suggest if you have someone to help you out to hold things, you know, do that as well. But again, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time on Ray's Way.